You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White sports supporters. Well, let's talk about Napheesa Collier calling it quits on Cathy Engelbert. We all know earlier in the week, Collier came out with a prepared statement and proceeded to scorch the WNBA commissioner, calling for new leadership over a lot of different things, most notably physicality in the league. She was right about a lot of things, including needing new leadership. The problem is, as the days have worn on, people are becoming more and more aware of the conflict of interest that Napheesa Collier's got being part of Unrivaled, being a co-founder of Unrivaled, along with Breonna Stewart. You're a vice president of the WNBA PA, and you co-founded a rival competitors league. I don't want to do the debate of whether or not it's a competitors league. If you don't get that, stay out of business because you don't know it. I'm sorry, you don't know business if you think another professional basketball league is not a rival of the WNBA. A lot of things are coming out. We got the CBA coming up. A lot of people think there may be a lockout for one sole reason. The WNBA and NBA owners, they want Unrivaled to go away. All right? They don't want players playing in it. And really and truly, they don't want the league to exist. And at the very least, if these owners are about to give a 4 times raise, plus some kind of what's going to end up being unfair for the NBA owners, because they're going to end up giving some kind of a revenue share that doesn't make sense. That's my feeling. They shouldn't, but they're going to try to give something that makes them look good with the woke sports media. That's going to happen. Napheesa Collier. Now, we saw Cathy Engelbert come out, and she said, look, I never said those things about Caitlin Clark to Napheesa Collier, basically calling Collier a liar. Well, I guess Collier is all up in her feelings. She had a scheduled meeting with Cathy Engelbert, and now she's canceled it. Now, this came out about 15, 18 hours ago. Occasionally, I like to see what the response is, because Napheesa Collier is losing favor with fans. All right. Now, that doesn't mean said fans are on Cathy Engelbert's side, but they're starting to have an issue with her being the messenger and her massive conflict of interest. In other words, yes, what you said may have been valid, but did you say it because you own another league that can directly be impacted and benefited by a CBA lockout? That's the problem. So, are there ulterior motives here? And I got to tell you, I hate this. Breaking news, Napheesa Collier has canceled her meeting with WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, per at Kendra Andrews and Ramona Shelburne. Engelbert's press conference Friday, quote, pushed the relationship beyond repair. Okay, well, look, if you're a vice president for the WNBA PA, you need to swallow your pride and sit down and have this meeting. You made this personal. All right? In other words, you didn't like what the commissioner had to say in retort, so now you've taken it personally, and you can't do that. You can't go to the negotiating table harboring these ill personal feelings now. Oh, that's not professional either. And just as I suspected, Collier's getting destroyed here. She's getting destroyed now. These are childish emotional reactions by Fee, and they show a complete lack of professionalism. Absolutely. This is a business, and business is never personal. But she made it as such with her accusations, and now she refuses to engage. This is not a good look for her. Sorry. Exactly right. Exactly right. Now you don't want to sit down and have a conversation because you are personally hurt. And keeping in mind, you stand to benefit from a lockout. And now everybody's very aware of it. Look, I don't know I'm going to tell you three things that's got to happen. Engelbert's got to be out, and Collier and Stewart have to step down from their roles. There's no way. If I'm NBA owners, I'm like, I'm to the players' PA, you remove those two because they own another league. Non-negotiable. Or we don't come back to the table at all. We don't even continue dialogue as long as they're still in their position. And look, the women probably shouldn't come back to the table as long as Engelbert's in her position. But the fact that this is taking on now I'm personally hurt kind of situation, nah, that's a problem too. Laugh out loud, you mean her response to Collier's nastiness? Collier should be banned from the WNBA as long as she has interest in Unrivaled. That would be normal anywhere else but this circus. Can y'all report correctly and not be propagandists for the players? Nah, F that narrative. Fee broke the unspoken rule of confidentiality when she repeated a conversation on national TV. Cathy can be many things fans of basketball don't like, but this breakdown wasn't a result of her essentially calling Fee a liar. It was because she had to make that assertion because of Fee's prior comments. Honestly, the W needs men in charge. Woo! The whole high school girl, she said shit is killing this league. Well, there's all kinds of unprofessional crap involving this league going on. It's unbelievable. You got the sports media giving play-by-play on it at ESPN, even though the president of the Players Association is the sister of one of the people speaking about it on ESPN. It's all bullshit. There's all kinds of things that should be abolished in order for this thing to look like a real business. Like no more personal romantic relationships amongst players. Oh, but that would put 4 or 5 people out of the league. Bye-bye. See ya. I mean, seriously. It's and look, it's an issue. You don't have to deal with this in other leagues because, I mean, yeah, they're not doing it. The WNBA is a dumpster fire. Collier should not be in the CBA because she owns Unrivaled. It's a conflict. Cathy needs to have deputy handle CBA like MLB does with labor talks. Keep this from happening. No wonder nobody really takes this league seriously. Both turned into a soap opera. Is she going to step down from the Players Association? She has an obvious conflict of interest. Which one is the boss? Wow. Can't help the league when you aren't there. Time for Fee to step down. Get this egomaniac with the conflict of interest out of the negotiation. Adam Silver needs to appoint a pro-Caitlin commissioner who will reject the lesbo thug play. Woo! Have the league actually embrace the CC fans, and CC, things could turn around and happen. Boy, it's on now. It's on now. WNBA might not recover from this. Wow. That turned quick. That turned real. Look, everything's cool. Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean? Now you don't want to meet? Because she went and said something on TV that you didn't like after you said something on TV that she didn't like? Cathy Engelbert was willing to sit down and have a conversation with you after you drowned her head underwater. She was willing to still at least act professionally and sit down and have a conversation. Now you won't. It's a terrible bullshit look. Yeah, that's a bullshit look. That's a great way to get me off the bandwagon. I'm like, oh, good. They're going to at least sit down and have a conversation like professionals. Oh, no, they're not, because somebody got their little feelings hurt. Woo! Collier, that flipped on you real quick. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.